Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonia, and today we are discussing the full moon in Taurus that is happening on October 31st, 2020. That is All Hallows Eve, Halloween, the most magical, awesome, grooviest day of the year, and also the new year by the ancient world standards, Samhain, okay? Anybody know what I'm talking about out there? Do you know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, put me a little comment up and be like, I know what you're talking about. It's the first day of the year, y'all. After that, that's like the new year point. In other words, it's the reset point. It's the end of the harvest season, and it's just like a full moon this year, conjunct Uranus. It is so intense. We're discussing that for you, Libra. That's right, Libra. So this is your forecast as a Libra ascendant, sun, or moon for what to expect under the full moon that is in Taurus on this day. I'm very excited for you. I think it's going to be intense. We're going to discuss how it relates to you. So by the end of the vid, Libra, you're going to know what to expect in terms of how to navigate this energy, what might be happening, just generally have an idea of what's going to be going on, you know? Now, before I jump into it, Libra, a few super quick announcements for you. Number one, if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel already, what are you doing? I put out a video every day of the week. On the rare occasion I miss, I put 2 videos up the next day so that you have enough content to live off of from WizdomDropz. And also, with that said, everybody who has been subscribing, I appreciate you so very much. All the new subscribers, all the long-time subscribers, you literally rock and roll, baby, because, you know, this is a platform that's growing and it will continue to grow. Mark my words, for a long time. So I'm excited to have you here for the ride, and I'm honored that you've agreed to participate in this collective awakening, a remembering of the ancient ways of astrology and just the ancient knowledge banks. Okay, so with that said, subscribe if you're not already, though. And like this video if it brings you any value, Libra, because the more people who like it, the more people who get access to this information. So if you think that anything I'm saying is like helpful, make sure you like it, because other Libras, other people out there who can benefit from this information will benefit. So support your fellow Libras and, you know, hit that like button. Last but not least, this is the last time you'll have to hear me say it, Libra, in your forecast for months at least. But if you want to learn astrology once and for all, then I am offering a course. And if you're not signed up for the course by the end of the day on Halloween, the day of this full moon, then you're not in the course, this cohort. And I'm literally running out of space for Calendly calls as we speak. So make sure that you sign up for one ASAP, because by the time you see this video, there's not going to be a lot of time to do that or to sign up. If you're not registered by the end of the day on the 31st, then, you know, we're off, we're sailing, baby. And if you're not there, you're square. No, I'm kidding, but for real, you know what I mean? I want to share all that information with you over 3 months of really fun, intensive training program. So now let's get into the chart. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to see what you as a Libra can expect to happen for yourself. And that's going to be pretty interesting, I think, Libra, to look at. So let's just begin with acknowledging, yes, this is the Wishes portal. This is the new year that we're looking at, basically. But the collective consciousness is in Taurus, right? And for you as a Libra, this is your 8th house. So on the witchiest day of the year, you have like some 8th house themes, which are occult in nature and very magical, very mystical. I think some Libras out there could be having some really deep kind of epiphanies in relationship to their own relationship with the occult. And Libras aren't usually associated with the occult, right? That's definitely more of like a Scorpio territory. But sometimes Libras have like the planets in Scorpio, for example. And even then, everybody has their own access into like that world, right? So I think you'd be having some epiphanies or some divine messages that are downloaded to you at this time, maybe from higher spiritual guides or even ET contacts, because Uranus rules all that jazz in that 8th house. And it's like your consciousness, the moon, anybody's consciousness at any given time, right, is illuminated by the sun's light, because it's a full moon being lit up by the sun, and it's with the planet of truth, Uranus, and surprise, Uranus. So surprising truths could be coming forward right now, Libra. So be aware of that. It's very interesting. Also, I'll point out that the dispositor, the planetary ruler of the full moon in Taurus, is Libra. or excuse me, is Venus in your sign of Libra. And that's good for you because it makes it like your eighth house experience is more likely to be a pleasant eighth house experience. Like maybe other people's resources are coming to you versus like you're getting in debt right now. It could be that, but I don't think it is because Venus is in a harmonious aspect exclusively over here. Okay, Libra, in that harmonious aspect being a trine, of course, to Saturn down here in Capricorn. So I think that more than anything, it's like your experience is beautiful at this time. You have money coming your way at this time. You have financial kind of like support from even home and where you're from, like you're like your bank of people who are like really your people where you come from kind of thing, because this is the fourth house. Or land could be very economically beneficial to you at this time because your fourth house is Capricorn, and this is a full moon activating a Saturn trine to Venus, and you could be rethinking some contracts around land or property or home right now because Mercury is retrograde in your sign, Libra, but it's squaring all those planets in your fourth house. So you're rethinking how you relate with those fourth house themes, how your death and rebirth cycle of your fourth house, your home environment, where you're from, your legacy of home, your home legacy, your roots, okay? Those things have been dying and rebirthing in the last 2 years since Saturn has been transiting. Longer if you want to count since Pluto's been here, but especially the last 2 years since Saturn has been transiting here, okay? So Libra, just be aware you're rethinking your relationship with a lot of those elements of your life, and you're maybe coming up on some new information that is truthful because Uranus is being lit up like a Christmas tree with the conjunction to this full moon being lit up by the sun's energy in your eighth house. You're becoming more aware, in other words, Libra, of the truths that are behind it all. And I think that like other people's energy, other people's resources, other people's intuition and occult divining ability even are coming back to serve you, and they're bringing forward truths that relate to your finances, because the sun, it takes two to tango to make a full moon, the sun and the moon, you know. So the sun's light of truth is in because the sun is the ultimate truth along with Uranus, you know. But anyway, it's in your second house of finances and a close family, further echoing these themes of the fourth house I've been talking about. So I think some Libras are coming into like property management in their life right now. I think some Libras out there are coming into managing their home environment in a different way that they haven't done before. They're rethinking how they themselves approach that stuff because Mercury is retrograde. Rethinking thoughts are Mercury retrograde is 3 times as intense, or thinking deeper, or rethinking something because it's redoing something, right? Retrograde in relationship to yourself and how you're showing up for yourself in relationship to those fourth house themes, how you're showing up at home, how you're showing up with where you're from, how you're showing up with property management, land management. Those are all fourth house themes, Mercury squaring that. So don't be like totally turned off by the square, because I'm reading this as more auspicious than anything, Libra, because your planet Venus is in your sign, and that's extra powerful right now. And not only is it your planet in your sign in great dignity with only a positive aspect, hallelujah, amen, but it's also the ruler, the planetary ruler of the full moon itself. So I'm not too entirely nervous for Libras under the influence of this, even though that is a full moon in your eighth house. So yeah, don't take on a lot of extra debt right now or anything, Libra, if you know that you shouldn't be, because that eighth house is alive and well. And don't do anything foolish on Halloween that you know you shouldn't be, as I've been telling all the signs, because Uranus can bring severance to things, even like bodily severance. So just like be really aware of like what you're doing and bring balance. You know, you're Libra, but bring balance into what you need to bring balance in, Libra, because that's what's being asked of you right now. With Venus, your ruling planet there, and the planet of this moon in your sign of balance, it wants you to be balanced and bring balance in. And you're rethinking how to bring balance in through your home environment and through like what you're invested in at like a property level or a home level, or like where you're from level. So I see that being auspicious. And again, you know, Mars is retrograde in that seventh house, Libra, still through mid to late November, with the larger kind of influence of things. So just be aware, Libra, that like partnerships and relationships may still be surprising you at this point in time, and they may still also be proving a little bit more difficult at this point in time, because Mars is squaring Jupiter and Pluto and also Saturn by sign. So just be aware that like if relationships still seem a little hard, it's okay. And what you are getting insight on right now is other people's resources, 8th house, and how to use those, and the truth behind other people's resources in your life and how it relates, and occult information and divine occult information that's just like hidden information that's coming to light, because that's the 8th house Uranus moon conjunction here for you. And it could be through the earth even, because this is a Uranus, a moon conjunction in the 8th house of Taurus for you, Libra, that you find that truth. You might go on an earth retreat, you might go into the woods for like a nice camping venture under this full moon for Halloween, and that's cool, that's groovy. I think that's like auspicious actually for you if you were going to do something like that, as long as you're going to be responsible around any kind of electrical components you have. You could have a really powerful experience going to the woods right now and just like camping, Libra, if you wanted to. I'm just putting it out there for you under Halloween influence. Okay, so I can always talk about more, but I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about where we left this off. I think a lot of Libras out there are going to just be getting that new information from those divine occult sources and more in tune with their witchy Scorpio aspects of themselves. We all have them. It's like you're a Libra, that's great, but you might have a Mercury or something over here in Scorpio. You know, you never know until you get like a reading or look at your chart, one of the two. So anyway, I think that everybody in the world, especially just like with this 8th house activation for you, Libra, you're coming more into that occult awareness right now under Halloween. Yes, as cliche as it sounds, it's not, it's the truth. So be aware of that if you are a Libra. And if you want a reading, speaking of readings, you can reach out to me down below. If you want to join the course, link for that is down below. With that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.